What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? In today's tutorial, we're going to talk about what is life insurance and why do I need it? Stay tuned. So listen, this is important. What is life insurance and why do I need it? This is a common question that I get quite often from my millennials, right? Typically between the ages between like 21 and 30. Something around 30, your way of thinking changes. Usually by then you're maybe married or you have a home or you may even have a child, right? I know that there's some individuals they have a family, a whole family by the age of 30. So this is an important topic because many people need to understand what life insurance is, why you need it, and understand how it works in 2020. Okay, and this is an important time we're living in right now. We're living amongst pandemics and all of these things. So this is an important topic. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right. So one of the things that I know about life insurance and with respect to what a lot of people don't understand is they think it's much more than it really is with respect to how it works. And life insurance is just like your car insurance. It's just like, your homeowner's insurance. It's just like your health insurance. You make payments. These payments are known as premiums. Okay, and they go directly to the life insurance company. So you've probably heard your mother or father or grandmother, someone older, typically they have life insurance. You've probably heard them talk about making the payments, right? Back in the day, the life insurance guy or woman used to come door to door and collect the payments every single month, all right? So that's how it works. So you make payments. These payments are called premiums. They go to a life insurance company, and they can either be paid month to month, quarterly, annually. There's different ways of setting it up, but generally it's month to month. That works. Most people have that budgeted in. All right. So the way it works is this: when the insured passes away, the company pays a specified amount to a beneficiary, and that person is designated by the person who is getting the life insurance. So for example, if a husband is getting a life insurance policy, he will most likely designate the wife to be the beneficiary or vice versa. Okay, so that's how it works. So you're paying these premiums, and these premiums are in the event that life insurance, that the life of the person that's insured expires. There's a certain amount of money that gets paid to a beneficiary. Okay, so that's who the person picks. All right, now what a lot of people may not know is life insurance can also provide benefits during the person's life called living benefits. So we won't get into that in detail in this video, but stay tuned for the next video. We'll talk more about that. Now, that's important. I'm going to say this right now. Let me bring the camera back to me while I say this. If you know someone, or if you currently have what is called term life insurance, which we're going to talk about here in a few slides. If your life insurance is a term life insurance, or if your life insurance only comes through your employer, 9 times out of 10, that life insurance is trash. That's right, I said it. It's trash. And I'm going to explain to you why. I just wanted you to see my face so that you can see how serious I am as we talk about this, because this is an important topic. And it's important that you take this seriously. All right, so back to the slide. All right, so again, we'll talk more about living benefits, but know that this is something important. So if you're going to purchase life insurance, it should be something that is providing an ability to use while you're living. All right, so let's talk about common threats to future plans. Now, what a lot of people don't realize, there's common threats to future plans. And those common threats are as follows: dying too soon. Okay. So in other words, you expect to live past a certain age, but that age does not make it. All right. So I'll give you an example. Black men are celebrating the fact that they're turning 21, 22, 23, 24. Why? Because statistics say most won't make it to that age. So dying too soon is a real threat. And if you have a family, if you have children, if you have a spouse, if you have obligations financially, that's a problem. Living too long, that's another issue, right? So we have people who are living longer, right? Why is this an issue to future plans? Well, because people are living past retirement. Now, that may not have anything to do with understanding what life insurance is or why you need it with respect to this conversation, but it will. They will all make sense when this is all said and done. The other common threat to future plans is becoming ill. Okay, becoming ill, that's a common thing. That just seems to be, statistics are showing 1 out of every 3 men, okay, and 2 out of 4 women are typically having some type of critical illness diagnosis. Okay, so stay tuned, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a new mind state. We're getting out of the old paradigm of thinking, right? Even if you're 21 and you're watching this right now, you're at the right place at the right time. Trust me when I tell you this. All right, so let's talk about the 2 basic types of life insurance. So when you talk about life insurance, there's only 2 types, my friend. There's what we call a temporary, or what we refer to as term life, okay? And then the other is permanent. So that's it. So there's a term life, which term we'll break down here in a minute. But it's basically you're going to pay to have that exchange of premiums for a death benefit, okay, for a certain period of time. And usually it will not go past 30 years. The opposite of that is permanent life. It will stay with you forever. All right, Sandlot. Okay, so let's break down term life. Okay, term life is guaranteed coverage for a set period of time, as I just mentioned. Now, this works for it works for those people who are looking to say, I have a mortgage, I have a car note, I have student debt, just got married, or just bought this house, and I don't want to, if something happens, leave this huge obligation looming. Okay, so that's who this is for. It does not accumulate cash. So if you're looking to get into an opportunity that's going to build you cash, term life is not it. So that's kind of another reason why it's trash, right? But listen, if I can find something wrong with it, then that means that I can find something right with it. So there are right things about term life. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have term life. What I'm saying is you shouldn't have term life that you can't use while you're living. All right? So term life is frequently the most affordable type of coverage. Why? Because it is due to the short-term coverage period. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Bring the camera back to me. Now, life insurance carriers love term life. Why? Because the payouts on term life are stupid low. So let's talk about it. Term life means this. As I talked about earlier, a person pays a premium. They're paying a premium for a specific amount of time so that if a person who's insured dies, transition expires, the life insurance is going to pay a death benefit to the designated beneficiary. Okay, now here's why they love it. Because most payouts are around 2 or 3%. Why? Because people either stop paying, okay, which means they just give it up, they surrender it. There's no cash. You're just giving it up. It expires. It no longer is there, or the person outlives it. Remember, I said earlier in the slide, okay, a future threat is living too long. Okay, so these are one of the reasons why term life, with respect to carriers loving it, is because they don't, the payout is low. Why? Because it only works if you die, traditionally. Now, I'm hinting on something else that works, that you can use, that's term life and can be used while you're living. But right now, remember, we're trying to get a basic understanding of what is life insurance and why do I need it. So I just kind of wanted to throw that back in. All right, back to the slide we go. Okay, so let's talk about permanent life insurance. So I just broke down the temporary version. Let's look at the permanent version, the opposite. So this means it's with you forever. All right, so again, unlike term insurance, permanent life insurance has a portion of your premium going towards a cash value, which is actually within your policy. Okay, so I'll break down a graph here in a little bit, but follow me. Now, this cash value, it's there so that you can do a few things. Okay, you can use it and you don't have to pay a current income tax on it. Now, why is this great? Because unlike a 401k or these other qualified plans, what we call traditional savings plans, retirement savings plans, you have to show that as income. Okay, not to get into that too much, but you know, there's typically a penalty there if you don't meet the specific age, and you got to show it as income. So that sucks. But I thought it was supposed to be your money, right? So you can use permanent life insurance to grow cash that you can use that you don't have to show as income tax. Now, you may be able to access this on a tax advantaged basis, and this is specifically for those people looking to grow tax-free retirement. Now, you'll be able to take loans and withdrawals along the way should you need it. Again, that's not this video. Check out the video on permanent life insurance, specifically the one about the IUL. Okay, now this can be used during your lifetime. Okay, this cash for anything that you could possibly need, right? So unexplained expenses, or you just need to meet a short-term income need. So for example, if you're somebody who's in their early 20s, but you know without a shadow of a doubt you plan on getting married, you plan on getting a house, buying getting a car, having a child, all these things you can plan for to accrue cash that can be used along the way in your life. Okay, so this is perfect. It's also going to be used for supplementing retirement income, as I just mentioned, on that tax advantaged basis. So make sure you check out the videos on tax-free retirement, specifically the IUL. The ones who depend on you most, what is your protection plan right now? How are you going to protect those who depend on you? Did you know that the greatest asset is your ability to earn income? Now, most people don't really stop and think about that. But right now, stop and think about what I just said. Let me bring the camera back to me. Your greatest asset is your ability to earn income. Now, what you have to understand and stop and think about is if that ability to earn income stops suddenly, and potentially it couldn't even be maybe behind death. It could just be an illness, right? Critical illness, chronic illness, injury, that happens quite often. But what happens then, right? So something to think about. All right, let's go back to the slide. Now, imagine your family's financial reality if all of a sudden you were not able to provide for them. All right, so if you weren't there, let's imagine that's a death, an expiration of your life. So you're no longer there. What happens to the lifestyle? But a bigger question is, what if you are there, but you're not able to produce income? So life insurance can provide peace of mind knowing that your family is protected. And what I am going to show you in the future modules is how to use life insurance while you're living in the event of a critical illness or critical injury or chronic illness or chronic injury, as well as be able to grow cash value. So, camera back to me. Thank you for spending this time in learning what is life insurance and why you need it. Come back in the next video where I'm going to talk more about how you can make sure you put something in place to protect the ones who depend on you most. All right, talk to you soon. J Burch the Messenger. I'm out. Peace.